Have you ever watched a fire struggle to stay lit? When the temperature drops too low to properly burn its fuel, something specific happens. Instead of burning cleanly away into light, heat, and fine ash, a struggling fire chokes. It leaves behind a heavy, charred residue and thick, suffocating smoke. You can see the exact same principle in a kitchen. If you put raw dough into an oven that hasn't preheated, it won't bake. Without the necessary heat to trigger a chemical reaction, that dough never becomes bread. It just turns into a dense, heavy, and completely indigestible lump. Human health operates on these exact same physical laws of thermodynamics. Our well-being relies entirely on our body's ability to fully transform the things we consume. This concept of transformation is central to the Bhavaprakasha, a 16th century text that serves as one of the foundational manuals of Ayurvedic medicine. Its author, Acharya Bhavamitra, laid down a strict prerequisite for his students. Before studying cures, they had to first master the body's normal, healthy functions. Keep in mind, this was written centuries before the invention of microscopes or the discovery of germ theory. These healers needed a logical framework to explain the hidden, internal origins of illness. Through careful observation, they arrived at a distinct conclusion. They theorized that systemic illness originates from a breakdown in the body's internal processing systems. To understand how they healed the body, we have to learn the vocabulary they used to describe this internal ecosystem. The first crucial term is Agni. In Ayurveda, this represents the body's digestive and metabolic fire. When Agni is strong and healthy, it operates efficiently. It breaks food down completely, extracting pure energy and leaving only clean waste to be expelled. Think of a healthy Agni like a strong, fast-flowing mountain stream. The current moves effortlessly, sweeping away debris, leaving the water perfectly clear. A critical turning point occurs when this internal fire is weakened. This happens through poor daily habits, chronic stress, or consistently eating foods that don't align with the season. A weakened Agni is the primary trigger for a cascade of bodily dysfunction, creating the exact conditions needed for disease to take root. The direct consequence of a diminished internal fire is the creation of a byproduct called ama. Translated literally from Sanskrit, ama means uncooked or undigested. Because the digestive fire isn't hot enough to finish its job, it leaves behind a sticky, heavy, and cloudy metabolic residue. This creates a mechanical failure within the system. The heavy ama begins to circulate, physically obstructing the body's microscopic channels and pathways. This specific type of internal stagnation is the primary focus of the Bhavaprakasha's middle section, the Madhya Kanda, which deals entirely with pathology and disease. The texts document this stagnation as the historical root cause for severe systemic illnesses. In fact, Ayurvedic pathology traditionally begins its focus on fevers, viewing them as the ultimate disruption of Agni and the deepest infiltration of ama. Classical Ayurveda defines disease as the physical accumulation of unprocessed life. If we step back and look at this through the lens of modern medical science, the parallels are striking. It is important to clarify that ama is a traditional, theoretical framework. It is not a direct equivalent to an acute physiological poison or a foreign toxin in the modern sense. Instead, ama serves as a highly accurate ancient description for what we now recognize as systemic metabolic sluggishness and chronic inflammation caused by poor digestion. While the 16th century physicians lacked germ theory, their intense focus on maintaining a flowing, clear internal environment remains a core principle of modern holistic wellness today. The actionable preventative lesson from these texts is focused entirely on how to avoid creating ama in the first place. The texts outline strict daily routines, known as dinacharya, and seasonal rules, detailing exactly which foods to eat during times like the cold winter season to keep the digestive fire burning brightly. As the environment shifts into spring, the body's needs change. The core rule is that we must continually align our habits with nature to ensure the complete transformation of our food. Which raises an interesting question. If Agni succeeds and our food is perfectly digested, where does all that transformed energy actually go? In our next episode, we will explore the Seven Dhatus, the 7 tissues of the body, and trace how your next meal literally becomes your flesh and bone. Tending the internal fire is the work of clearing a path for robust, lasting vitality.